Hi everyone. I was a bit away from Unreal Engine 4, had some serious stuff to sort out, I was extremely busy, and I also worked on Unreal Tournament 4 mapping, learned some BSP, and realized I can't do materials, so I started working on materials. Looked at some of the examples, extremely complicated for a newcomer like myself, to materials. Materials is never something that really interested me until recently, and I couldn't for the life of me decipher what the hell is going on. So to make things simpler, I created a very simple material that just blends red and green over a base layer. So I'm not working specifically with a 3-channel vertex color of red, green and blue. I'm only working with red and green, and for argument's sake, you can say blue is the base, except the base is the base. That is just how it is. Then the one requirement I had was having a normal map. Let's call it the master normal. So the purpose of the master normal is if you sculpted detail on one of your meshes, I needed that to still be available for me and not make use of the tileable textures. So while I was designing, I made use mostly of tileable textures, but I still wanted the ability to have a master normal. So as you can see, there's 4 and there's 3, there's 5, there's 6. Due to the lighting, it's extremely difficult to see this. I can also maybe increase the values, but I've clamped it at 1. So if I go to the master and I can just unclamp it, so I can clamp it to 3 maybe, and then if I go back, I should be able to just adjust that a bit more. So let me just quickly head back, and now I should be able to push this up, but it's almost like it's just getting less visible. But let's not detract from what we are discussing. This one looks good, so I think it's just the lighting that's getting a bit confusing. Okay, now to just quickly give you a brief explanation of how to paint these colors using the specific material. I'm going to take red and green and I'm going to paint everything black. So all you will be seeing, no, sorry, I'm painting white. I'm just going to fill. So this is the base layer. It's just a clean brick. Now I split it up into base layer 1 and layer 2, layer 1 being red, layer 2 being green, and you will also see this in the master material. You've got the base layer 1, it's red, I even commented it red, and then layer 2 is green. Okay, and the material is extremely easy to follow. You've got your base layer, got your layer 1, you've got your layer 2, which goes into a vertex alpha material function that creates the alpha for the blending function, the material layer blend, which blends layer, well, red over the base, and then I'm pulling the green vertex channel for the vertex color that creates the alpha for blending between whatever is above it to to the green channel. So you have to keep in mind when working with this material that if you painted everything red, you're gonna have to erase red to see the base. Okay, any case, let me just quickly show you. So you can just paint in white, so you can go to this little paint icon or press shift 2, change the paint color to white, and then choose which channel. So we want layer 1, that's red. Okay, and now if I paint, it's going to paint this concrete over it, and you can see it's not extremely sharp blending. And then I can paint green. Green can paint over everything, so that is green. You'll notice the bricks are different. This is like a smooth brick, this is like a rough brick, so that paints over red and over the base. However, now because I painted this, if I paint red here, you're not going to see it. You're going to see it because it's underneath that layer. So I first have to delete or remove the green if I want to see the layer 1 there. So it's just keep that in mind when working with this material. Okay, now I think I just gave a quick overview of the master material. wait, that's a material function. Yeah, I did give a quick brief overview. Okay, and then to show you how this thing was configured and what is available for you to use. Like I said, you've got the base layer 1 and layer 2. So layer 1's got height tiling value. Keep in mind that you would in most cases want to match the tiling value. If, like, let's say the base layer is bricks, so I set the height map to that same bricks but a height channel, and I'm trying to match it with those bricks, so that it creates this little blending values, so it semi matches the bricks. Because if I change the styling to 1, it's going to think it's really big bricks, and the blending is not gonna always look very natural, so to speak. There's a sharpness value, so it just makes it a bit more sharp how it's blending. And then there's the strength, how much is this actually being affected. So I like to go for like a semi-soft blend, not too much and also not too much strength. Definitely more than 1. If you use 0, it is pure vertex color information, and it doesn't take wrong color. It doesn't take the height map into consideration. You can clearly see this is like sharp information there. So just increase the strength a little, so it starts making use of the actual height map. And see, by changing that by 2, it's starting to go a bit more in there. Okay, and this is the same principle for all of the stuff. I also included strength values, so I'll just change. So there's the concrete, and you've got a normal strength that gets quite strong and in your face. Let's just go to layer 2. I'm gonna change this height tiling to 2, so you can see it immediately changes how these bricks blend. That looks a bit better. And the strength you can increase, decrease, again same thing, and also the sharpness. And then the normal I'm just gonna lower a bit, because those bricks were like ridiculously normal. Okay, well that's it. So I'll provide the link, you guys can download it, and you're free to use this material as you see fit. I hope you guys enjoy this, and like I said, this is not a tutorial, this is just to give you a brief overview how to use this. And if I didn't mention this before, I will not be able to include the material, the textures, so I'll just replace those with other textures. But everything should be self-explanatory. You literally just open up your material instance and select the textures that you want for the height map, albedo, sharpness, the roughness, and normal. And that's it. Enjoy. Thanks again for subscribing. Cheers.